We don't need to hear that again. So, hello everyone. Welcome to Minnesota, the Minnesota Mile here for round number 4, the Qualcomm series, season 1, the SuperAmerica 200. Get a quick flashby of your starting lineup as some more people trickle in. Hope you enjoy. So I let the game run the full qualifying simulation, did not accelerate through it, and on the pole is two Brits, Steven Taylor and Jake Galloway. In row number 2 we have Colton Yeo and Larry Hagan. And looking a little farther back we have Aiden Burkhart and Gerard Lasseter, Phil Collins and Alexander Rowe, Ryan Butcher and Oliver Galloway, Mac Johnson, and the 9 of Brian McDonough, Sebastian Kukulon, Nathan Ormond, Zachary DeLello, Mark O'Hara, TJ Smith, and Jacob Edson, who I see he's in the stream, as well as DeLello. They've got a message so far, and Eli Bright and Luke Rainey, Sam Picard, Landon Lyons, Jonathan Martin, Dale Lightning, and rounding out the field in last, Diego Yepes for JJ Motorsports. As we take to the custom track, well, not really a custom track, at least this updated version was. This was a certain Discord server exclusive, so credits to some of you may know him if you're in the ASCA server, but Dejan, he made this skin for this track, so I have to give him credit for it. Anyways, I haven't commentated a race in like 2 weeks, so I might be a little rusty, but why don't we just get on to it with starting command.
Drivers, start your engines.
And so engines have fired here for the 40-lap race here in Minnesota. The Ice Bowl weekend, probably the coldest race of the year, as we see these cars take to the north here in still relatively cold weather. It's early on in the season, pretty much just like, I'd say this is probably about April 1st if we were following like a real life calendar, but pace car peels off, the SuperAmerica 200 is about to get underway. And as the field will still hold on, bunched up in these early laps, Steven Taylor got the jump on Jake Galloway as that outside line has fallen back. See, Jake Galloway's all the way down. He's going to fall out of the top 5 here as Ryan Butchers keeps the inside line moving and pushes that 39 still to the outside as Collins, Mitchell Collins in that 47 tried to make a different move there, but couldn't get anything done. As they bounce off the corner, high speeds as they go over the slight hill on the front straightaway, but out in front, it is still the 67 of Steven Taylor trying to have a turnaround race. This team is owned by Skylar Dixon, one of the Cup Series drivers, as Colton Yeo works on the back bumper. It's a Ford 1-2. As looks like teammates back there, the two Mazdas, the 92 and the 94, slot underneath that 39 as Zachary DeLello trying to have a turnaround race. He is having the season no one wants to have, as his Jones Racing Inc. Ford Mustang there, that five guys car, as we got a pass for second. Just gonna mention it that DeLello want to be up there with his teammate Yo in second, but it's really going to cost him as Aiden Burkhart puts the number 7 underneath the 74 and pushes Yo to the outside. If that momentum can continue, he could lose a lot of spots, but Collins trying to give him as little draft as he can here. His draft isn't too big of importance as Collins is now going to lose out as Butcher dives underneath the 47. Work lap number 6 here in Minnesota. Looking at the Cup race, the Little Caesars Ice Bowl coming up very soon. I mean, this is being streamed on a Thursday, so most likely I'd say probably expect it Saturday or Sunday. So we get a flyby as they come off the corner. You see a lot of this field still jumbled up as now Collins continues to drop back on that way outside. That Rudd Racing car is really going to lose out as he's all the way back to his teammate TJ Smith, one of the last cars there on the inside line. Anyways, let's take a look up the field to Colton Yo, and we'll get some visor cam laps for you. Now these cars, you can tell they carry a lot of speed around this little 1 mile oval. Even though they are the second tier cars, they do have similar speeds to the Cup guys. As let's watch this, top of your screen, about 165 going into the corners, but they're able to hold speeds of about 130 at their slowest in the corner, so they're not scrubbing that much speed off as if they do at a track like some of the more short tracks we'd see at like Killcare. That's another track coming up soon, as well as Caraway. Caraway, however, is more shaped like this, as Killcare is sort of a oblong type track. So we've got definitely some short tracks up here, and every race isn't with the big guys all the time. But still up, stream's still up. Stream looks like it's still up. Sorry about that. Internet doesn't seem to be cooperating, but Aiden Burkhart did take the lead from that battle, and now Ryan Butcher's going to try and get underneath Steven Taylor. As, oh, somebody might have bounced off the wall there off it too. I couldn't really tell, or Collins just jumped really far out of line, but got the outside line formed once again, but I don't think this is going to do any help for Steven Taylor as he continues to drop back along with Yo, Kukalan, and Smith. Give a nod to Zachary DeLello. He snuck his way up from toward the back of the field. I think he started around 18th. He's all the way up to 4th. Now, try and hunt down that 92 maybe before the end of this, but notice a slight little pattern with the AI at this track. Basically, oh, he had a wreck! Oh, a huge crash! Oh my goodness! Steven Taylor and Mitchell Collins go rolling. Oh my goodness, a big one. Terrible accident. Half the field's involved. Oh my goodness. Well, with speeds like this, you never know what could happen, and it's shown itself as the field basically slowing to a halt. We're going to have a red flag here. Pause this. Oh my goodness. Wow. Definitely going to have to get a replay. Goodness. Mitchell Collins, he is destroyed. Is 47. So, obviously, like I mentioned earlier, they all get in this big pack, and see what we can see from the spectator camera. We're going to go slow motion here through the corner. So, DeLello, who we were talking about at the time, clears the 67, and now coming into the corner You see, Taylor's gonna go sort of on the outside. Yo makes an aggressive move underneath, but Collins is up the track. Collins is not all the way down like Rainey is. The 67 really chases it up. The 74 sees this, tries to get under him. 67 turns it back down the track and gets hooked. 74 and the 67 come down the track and absolutely turn these guys into the wall. Collins, 45-degree angle, and the 67 pushes over, flies over the top of the 39. Incredible accident. He rolls along the pit wall. Collins goes rolling as well. Larry Hagan. Oh, man, Larry Hagan did a great job avoiding that. But guys like Edson, McDonough, Rowe, Lasseter, Picard, Kukulon, Ormond, O'Hara, Galloway, Landon Lyons, they're all in this. All the back of the fields. Picard sends the 67 back on its wheels, but just an awful, awful accident. See what else we can see from another angle. Coming off the camera that we saw live, let's take a look at this again. However, let's look back at Sebastian Kukulon's point of view. And they just got together there, and oh, it was a terrible accident. Just these crazy fast speeds at this really short track. It just, you never know what could happen. And in typical NR 2003 fashion, we see a wild accident. Well, Colton Yo had the visor cam, so we might as well use it. We'll go real time. Oh, had some hard hits, but interesting to see who's even left in this race after this. Take one more look. Probably from Taylor himself. See if the roof camera will last or not. Just watch this from a little farther back. See off at 2 as the Lolo gets under him. He's toward the high side. He does tap the wall. He tapped the wall off 2, and that might be some of the reason why he slides up, and we're going to slow it down. So yeah, he got out of the groove, and Yo made the move thinking, oh, I'll be able to get under him. At this point, he's hooked and along for the ride. Oh, thank goodness for the safer barrier, but the car's hitting the right place, and that sent that car sailing. It rolls along the wall. So it rolled basically along it. It didn't scrub off a lot of speed as there's Jacob Edson comes in. The last hit or so. And it looks like he's going to roll onto its side. But then one more hit from the 49 sends him back right over. Awful, awful accident. Unpause it here and see where everybody's going to end up. After this, a really, really big accident. Jake Galloway, his car's smoking. There's really not going to be, outside of the front runners, too many without damages. Like coming down, Galloway. Oh, Galloway, Yo, Galloway, McDonough, Rowe, and the 2 teammates, the 65 and the 75. Obviously, Collins and Taylor are out after their flips, but we'll see who stays in the race and who doesn't. Like Colton Yo has retired. McDonough and Galloway are getting back out there. Edson as well comes down. Also out of the race, Jake Galloway, like we figured, as he had the 67 basically go over his top. They declared that car is unsafe to run. So, one lap for the restart, and we're not even halfway into this thing, so fairly longer race. The Ice Bowl is going to be even longer, so you guys get to look forward to that. Maybe see if I could do a YouTube premiere for that or not, but looks like our runners so far are the 7, 16, 92, 64, and 26. Your front runners after that. Also toward the front at that time was the 50, but then further back, Larry Hagan, direct avoidance of the year award contender, I'd have to say, as he barely snuck through that tremendous pile up, and you see everybody else back in it. Car and the back five, the 21, the 984, 43, and 65 all have no hood, so we might see some lap traffic play into this and really mess with these leaders. But anyways, whoop, not the pace car. Green flag's back out in the SuperAmerica 200. Let's crank it up. So after that restart, Zachary DeLello into third is the 92 of Mac Johnson. Really gets stuck on the outside, and it's not going to help him at all. But I know JJ popped in chat earlier and did say last wonderful, but better be thanking yourself as your car's up in ninth. Boy, if it isn't Diego Yepes, if he doesn't have some incredible luck here in NR leagues. But up at the front, Burkhart now up the track a little bit. Can Butcher form a run here in a lap or so? And he do it this time into one. Doesn't look like it. He stays behind the 7, but it's a Toyota 1-2, and I wouldn't be surprised if Butcher tries to take the win from Aiden Burkhart. Aiden, obviously younger brother of Brady Burkhart, Excel Energy Cup Series star. And speaking of the Excel Energy's Cup Series, obviously this is another meaningful impact for the series, as Excel Energy has a large presence in the state of Minnesota, obviously having the naming rights to the Excel Energy Arena, where the Minnesota Wild hockey team plays. And actually, if it weren't for them holding the naming rights, they wouldn't be the title sponsor of my series. A little off-track comment, but they do have a nice arena. First NHL game I saw there. So, see, really, the only 4 completely undamaged cars are obviously the front 4, and then you'd have to look back. Eli Bright, I think, might be undamaged, but he does have a slower car as he was toward the back. Then Jonathan Martin got a piece of the wreck on his, left rear quarter panel. And then Larry Hagan, Mac Johnson, and then all these guys back here, they are all damaged. Obviously, these guys without any hoods are trying just to hold on, but I do give them credit. They're really holding their speed, so they're obviously proving that they can beat. Mark O'Hara bringing up the rear. Obviously, there's no crash clock or minimum speed requirement currently outside of what the game's regular coding does. Is I'm not making stupid rules. Take a look at the fastest laps, and that has to go to the 60 cars. The 65 and the 64 holds 1 and 2, but 64 is still up there. 65 was damaged in the wreck. Then 94, 50, and 26, your top 5. Slowest lap of the field, Nathan Ormond. And Colton Yo and Jake Galloway have been officially released from the infield care center, as got some battles on track moves. DeLello moving on up past the 16. And will the 50... Oh, no, don't click off the Windows key like an idiot, but looks like the 50 is going to benefit. He's going to get by the 26, and that's allowed the 4 and 83 to get back up to this front sort of chain of cars. Top 7 all in a group. Mac Johnson might be able to. Can't really talk. When the person popped in the stream, hello. It's been really quiet in the stream, but it's been a very interesting race so far. Like Luke Rainey will be the one dropping back, but Zachary DeLello, the race of the season for him. The Five Guys Burgers and Fries, 64. Could have been the 5 car, but it wasn't. Oh well, what a shame. That number went to Mark O'Hara, as obviously I was the one that painted most of these cars, or at least determined all the sponsors, as 50 and 2 other cars, the 92 and the 29 were painted by none other than NASCAR Not 55, Brandon Morris. If you're in this series and not in his, I don't know why you're in my series. That's what it seems like, at least for Qualcomm. As the top 4 and 6th and 10th all came from the NSDCA, a great league. I'm a champion there. But as the laps wind down, they're about to cross over in lap 34 here. Will we see a move out of Butcher? Will we see a move out of DeLello? We'll see. Luke Rainey did drop back to 8th. Will we have a challenge from the lap car? Probably not. Let's get a field flyby. I really need to get used to those cameras on loft. Jake, it's alright, you're late. Stuff happens, don't worry about it, but all I'm saying is you need to watch the start of this. You need to watch about lap 15 or 16, because oh my goodness. People that are popping into the stream. That's why there's only, how many cars? That's why there's only 8 cars in the lead group. But anyways, 5 to go currently, about to cross over into 4. It's go time for these front runners. Sort of reminds me of the Stuart Haas guys at Dega. Will we see a move from one of these guys? DeLello very close to the back bumper. That's 7. Let's go to the nose cam, see how close he really will be. And if he steps out or not here late. Zachary dropped back a little bit. Dropped back a little bit. And drop back, that's not a term, but Jonathan Martin looks like he's going to be able to put in a solid top 5 run today. Something we have talked about him much this season, as well as Ryan Butcher. I don't think we've seen much of him this season, but the top 5, Hagan, Johnson, and the 26 of Luke Rainey. But up at the front, DeLello close again. Next time by is the white flag presented by Bush's Baked Beans. This is it. 2 more passing opportunities for DeLello. He makes the move. It's the white flag sponsored by Bush's Baked Beans. Underneath the 7 of Aiden Burkhart. Will the Toyota hold it on the outside? It will be the American muscle of the Mustang. Down the back straightaway, neck and neck. Here they come into 3. The SuperAmerica 200 winding down. DeLello is passed. Will Butcher make a move on the 7? No, it's over. Zachary DeLello has the turnaround race, and he wins at Minnesota. If you're a Qualcomm Series driver, this is one of the races you want to win, and DeLello did it. He did what he couldn't do the first 3 races of the season. He did what he can't do in the NSDCA, and that is win a race, and he did it. Team owner AJ Jones definitely going to be proud as Aiden Burkhardt hits the pit wall. Oh my goodness. And oh no. Diego as well. Oh, Oliver Galloway. Oh, Kukulon goes over. Sebastian Kukulon rolls. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh man, I'm gonna be having to talk to Dejan after this. Hopefully Luke Rainey won't as well, but I just realized we're gonna have pit stops in the main race. Oh man, I wouldn't want to miss the ice ball if I were you guys, but Luke Rainey, last lap pass, falls to third. Zachary DeLello, believe he might have been probably last race in points. He gets the turnaround and gets P1. Ryan Butcher had a class race. He finishes second. He's well deserved. Eli Bright, one of the few to make it through the big one. And he survives, finishes fourth. Jonathan Barton, fifth. Larry Hagan, wreck avoidance of the year. Mac Johnson, seventh. Luke Rainey, eighth. And those were the only pretty much undamaged guys. The rest of the orders there. We're going to have to get you a replay for some of these guys like Jake and Brandon who just came in and show you what happened on lap number 15. So you see it here. Obviously some of the front runners you see on the inside, but Steven Taylor bounces off the wall off corner number 2. That's going to give him a slight tire rub, send him up the track. Collins is on the inside. You go to the middle, and he hooks the 67, and into the wall they going over. Over the top of Jake Galloway, went the 67 on a terrible tumble, but they all stayed down, and a lot of the field was torn up in it. And obviously, that set up for the rest of this race. And no word, we do not have a word on Steven Taylor and Mitchell Collins if they are all right or not. They're still in the infield care center, but obviously they're in stable condition. They're going to make a decision on whether they take them to the infield, take them to a local hospital or not. But obviously, it paused the replay as Aiden Burkhardt won. Let's take another look at this stupidity at the end of the race. Oh, watch him come in. So they're going pretty much full speed after the checkered flag, but they all peel down and bam. Then if we go to none, Rainey hits it as well. And then at the end, these guys way down here are coming in really hot. Such as Kukulon. Galloway hits it, and then Kukulon comes through. Right in there, and the 43 of Edson just kind of kicks him over. And then O'Hara does the right thing. He's already damaged. He rights the 94. What a race. Export these results. Recorded right, yep. Save the replay. And we don't need the victory screen. Let's get you straight to the points. That's what you're all here for, if you're still even here. There weren't a lot of people here, but I do thank y'all for coming in. Everybody still here? Oh, I didn't even have it on live chat. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed Preston coming in and a couple comments from you guys. Sorry about that, participants. You four are legends, but nope, not that. Give you all some music real quick. Alright, hopefully you guys can hear my voice over that, but Aiden Burkhardt, with his good run, holds on to the points lead. Diego Yepes was able to survive the wreck and get another top 10. He falls to second from the lead. Big movers such as Eli Bright and Ryan Butcher, they go up 8. Mac Johnson into the top 5. TJ Smith really hurts after that one. He falls all the way down to 9th. So our winners currently sit 7th, 9th, 10th. And DeLello still down there in 19th. He's still got a large hole to come through. But some other big losers, O'Hara and Galloway. Aiden Burkhardt, hard to challenge. He's got a 9-point lead. Steven Taylor last in points, obviously, after his huge flip. Anyways, thank you all for watching, coming out to the stream. I appreciate it. I know you guys do as well. See you next time. For the Ice Bowl, which will be, Saturday or Sunday. I might premiere it, might not. We'll see. Goodbye.